I'm sure for a lot of you out there, you've been watching a stream or a YouTube video of a controller player going absolutely God mode. And you'll often see a lot of times in the chat or the comments of people saying, what's your settings, what's your sensitivity, and all of those types of comments. Because it's very common for people to think that if you use the same settings as a pro player, you're going to be as good or eventually become as good as them. And while that is not the case, it is very important to have the right settings that pertain to you. Which is why I am here today. Settings inside Warzone and most Call of Duty games can be very overwhelming for a lot of new players. And even if you're an experienced player, it's always good to learn more about settings and change the settings and learn something new. So today I'm gonna be going over my settings. I've done a lot of time researching what is the best settings for me and what I think overall is the best settings to use for controllers in Warzone. This is me basing off my knowledge of what other people know and what I know and putting them all together into one big batch of settings. Again, some settings are very personalized and up to you completely. Obviously, some settings are going to pertain more to you based on your controller, your playstyle, and all other factors, and we will get to those eventually, but these settings generally are going to be what I believe are the best to use. Alright, so here we are in Warzone. We're on the controller settings. I'm going to be going over all the settings right now, but before I do that, if you guys could just drop a like on the video, it's free, it helps me out a ton, and it keeps me motivated to make videos for you guys, and shows me that you guys are actually enjoying the video, so if you could drop a like, it helps me out a lot. If not, just keep watching the video and enjoy. So first thing I want to say is I use a Scuff controller. I'll plug it and show you guys. This is the controller that I use right here. Really nice, looks super cool, and I have the two paddles in the back, so I just want to get that clarified. I use a Scuff. I obviously think Scuffs are the best controller to use regardless of how many paddles. I think they're fantastic for all types of games. For the button layout, I use tactical because I think sliding with my R3 is a lot easier than any other button. I don't like using my paddles for sliding because I hate pressing my paddles a bunch because I think they get worn out a lot. I also think slide canceling and then using a paddle to jump afterwards is a lot easier than pressing the circle button, which is normally on the default layout. So this one's pretty much up to you and what you find comfortable, but I definitely think tactical is the best to use if you can master it. For the stick layout, I just use default. For the invert look, I have that disabled. I don't know why anybody would use anything different. And now we get into a huge topic when it comes to controller settings, and that is your minimum input dead zone. This is actually pretty easy to figure out. All you need to do is go into a private match or even a real game, and you just need to put your controller down with the dead zone on, because what dead zone does is it micro adjusts your aim and your movement based on your controller sticks, and every controller is different. You may buy the exact same controller, but the dead zone could be different on both of them based on how the manufacturer made the controller. I use 0.03 because that is the best for my controller. If you have a lot of stick drift, you're going to want to raise that number up for the dead zone. What you can do is you can go into a game and put your controller down on the dead zone. If it doesn't move, you want to make this number as low as possible without any movement on your screen. You want to get this number as low as possible where your controller doesn't move at all when you are standing still. It can take some time, but I promise you this is one of the most important things for your controller settings. And then we come to sensitivity, which is something that is super controversial, and honestly, I'm not here to tell you the sensitivity to use. I play on 7.7 because that is what's comfortable for me based on my FOV, my dead zone, and my sensitivity multiplier. I will say though, in Warzone, I think you need to have quick reactions to getting shot in the back, so I honestly wouldn't go below 5. I think 4 is maybe okay if you can master it, but I wouldn't go below that. If you want a more in-depth video on how to train your sensitivity or find your perfect sensitivity, Dreamstrike did an amazing video on aim. I'll leave the link in the description or put it on screen here. Go check that video out. It does an amazing job explaining sensitivity, way better than I could. But again, don't just go find the best player at the current time and copy their settings and their sensitivity. You're going to want to find what's best for you because everyone's sensitivity is different based on their analog sticks. For ADS sensitivity multiplier, I personally use 0.9. I know a lot of people use this as 1 or lower. This is kind of just up to personal preference on how you use. Once you get used to sensitivity, you can play with this number. And then I don't use custom sensitivity per zoom. I just leave it straight for all of them. I know a lot of people like to go in depth and find each one based on the number. I personally don't, but if you want to, go ahead. Aim response curve type. I think that dynamic is 100% the best way to go. Again, none of these are bad by any means, but I think dynamic is the one that most people agree on is probably the best. I know we've used linear in previous Call of Duties or other games, but I personally think dynamic is the way to go. I have controller vibration off because it's really distracting. Aim assist you are going to want on standard. I know precision or focusing probably sounds better, but trust me, you're going to want it on standard. Scale aim assist with FOV is definitely up to you. I don't think there's too many drawbacks. There's definitely pros and cons to east. I leave it on disabled because I think that's the one that works for me. I know some pro players have it on enabled. Again, it's really just personal preference. Weapon mount, you're going to want ADS plus melee. Again, it's up to you. That's the one I use and most people use. Weapon mount movement exit, yes, you want that enabled. Aim down sight behavior, hold. Steady aim behavior, you want hold. Equipment behavior, you want hold. Use reload behavior, you are going to want on contextual tap. That is how you're going to loot faster, but you're going to have to hold to reload. It may get annoying to use at first, but once you get used to to it, it's really not that big of a problem, but you definitely want a contextual tab to loot faster and basically just get around and do stuff faster than having to hold it every time. Completed armor switch I have on enabled, and armor plate behavior you're going to want on apply all. I guess this one is really up to you, but I used apply one for a long time, and it really gets annoying having to hold down your button that is applying armor. I personally like it on apply all. I think it's quicker, I think it's easier, and I think the overall animation is a lot better. Slide behavior you're going to want on tap. Yes, you're going to want it on tap so you can slide cancel better and become an absolute demon. If you have it on hold, you're not going to get very far. You're going to want it on tap so you can get that slide canceling godlike movement. Auto move forward I have on disabled. I don't know why you'd want that. Auto move forward I have on disabled. Tactical sprint I have single tap from run. I also have automatical tactical sprint on. Vehicle camera recenter I have that on enabled, and then parachute autoplay I have disabled. I will say I used to have it on enabled for a long time, but now it takes a long time to get to the ground. If you have it on enabled, you have to pull it out, and if you're not low enough, you have to redeploy and then deploy it again. When I disabled it for the first time, I did notice that I thought I could get a lot lower before I had to pull my parachute. It does take some getting used to, but trust me, you're going to want it on disabled to get to the ground faster. And finally, I have my field of view on 120. I know some people play on 110, and I have played on it before. I prefer 120, but if you like 110, that's completely fine. I definitely think 110 or 120 is probably the best. In camera movement, you're going to want on least 100%. There's no debate. You're going to want it on least. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That was my controller settings and what I believe are the best controller settings for any type of player in Warzone. Again, you are free to believe whatever you want, but this is my opinion of what I've learned through years and years of playing this game, as well as experiencing and playing with a lot of settings. So if you do decide to give these settings a go, make sure you guys comment down below how they worked for you, what you guys changed to make them better, and what was good for you guys. I'm going to now be playing some gameplay for you guys with me using all the settings that I just mentioned, just to show you guys that I am not a faker, that I actually use these settings on a daily basis. Not a crazy game, but just a game that I want to show you guys that I think displays the settings and how I play. If you guys want me to do another video on visual settings, I can do that as well. Make sure you guys comment down below if you want to see that. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure to drop a like, make sure to subscribe to the channel. We are on the way to 1.6 thousand subscribers, so if you guys can help me out get that, that'd be amazing. Thank you all so much for the support. Recent videos, they're doing absolutely amazing. I can't thank you guys enough for that. But yeah, it's been your boy Baby G. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace. What did I just pick up? What is this thing? Oh, it's a balloon. Okay, I guess I have portable redeploys now. That's pretty cool actually.
Precision airstrike missed. Get to the new safe zone. Gas is closing in. Go stop them. Good. You're losing ground. Move it. 25 are left. Keep your eyes peeled. Enemy dropping into the AO. This is Phoenix 3. Strike us out. Precision airstrike missed. You're losing ground. Move it. Keep your senses sharp. The enemy team is tracking you. Hostile dropping into the area. Watch the sky.
Bye. Can you really try that again, bro? Oh, that is That is sad.
Reinforced. You got gas inbound. Safe zone relocated. Gas is right on your tail.
Yeah, dude, riot shield pussy, bro. I'm so sick of riot shields, dude. Holy crap. I still got it though. Holy man, literally so annoying. Oh god, dude.